Works! That's a good sized buck. Hit me in the head at Mach 10. That's where you die, down there. Today we're putting some tires on our car. In my case, to stud or not to stud. What do? I'm going to explain why I studded my tires. It may not apply to you, but I went the extra mile because of a specific situation. Let's have a look. So my tires are studded because I have a rear-wheel drive vehicle for the winter. Now, Transport Canada says that any commercially sold tire is required to meet certain standards. So no matter what the brand is, no matter what it's, who's making it or who's doing it, they are required to meet certain standards for safety for their tires. Is there good tires? Is there bad tires? Better tires? Sure, there's certainly different types and varieties of tires, but a lot of these different companies are owned by major manufacturers and sold off to other. This is a Zeta. They were owned by a European company, bought by Michelin, sold off to China, and these tires are now made in China. It's still a Michelin mold that makes these tires. However, when you're picking out winter tires, you're looking for the 3 peaks with a snowflake. That's a winter tire. Not all winter tires have studs in them, and we're going to go have a look and see how studs are put in, because you can choose to get them if the tire's equipped. Let's have a look. So we're up here at my brother's place, and I'm putting winter tires on my car. My car is rear-wheel drive, so I'm putting studs in the tires because rear-wheel drive in the winter doesn't go really good. Everyone's used to front-wheel drives nowadays, but I remember driving Crown Victorias, and the day we got studs in the tires made a big difference. So if you don't know, have a look. This is how the studs go into every tire that you see with studs in it. This is what your mechanics are doing in the background to stud your tires if you're choosing to get them. Do you really need studded tires on a regular car? It's driver's preference. Driver's preference. And of course the boys have the day off school, so they're helping out with everything here today. And if you look over there, you'll see that Morgan's balancing the tire right now, and he's already got 1 mounted, 2 more to go. We'll get him on the car and we'll get some lunch or something. That was pretty good. So, like a lot of cars, there's a tire pressure monitoring system, and a lot of people don't know this, but there's a battery actually inside your tire, and that's what it looks like. In this model anyway. This one was so corroded, and I knew this because I tried to use my tires before and tried to pump them up, and I could see the corrosion inside the valve stem, so we ended up replacing it with just a regular valve stem. From the tire pressure monitor system is going to give you light in the car, but it's not going to be cost effective to replace it on such a car that, you know, is 15 years old. So we're going to mount one up here, and we'll get one more after this. He's having to grind off the tire pressure monitoring system because it just won't come free. For those of you guys who don't know, that's my brother. You've met my father. He is a double red seal, a mechanic, both heavy duty and automotive. It just turns out he's also a police officer in the background. And he has this shop for his personal use up here at his home. So that's where we're at right now. Family discount, right?
No. You go here, and then you push. And you're gonna hold that like right down there. There you go. Hold that. And you can do this one next. Here, half an ounce is pretty good too, but if it will fix it for
So there you have it. The reason that I put studded winter tires on my car is because I have a rear-wheel drive. Most of you are used to all-wheel drive, or you're used to front-wheel drive, which is a very different dynamic in the wintertime when you're talking about pulling your weight through the ice and snow. Studs don't deal with snow, let's be honest. They don't deal with a whole lot. They deal with just a specific scenario where you have a fresh layer of ice and you need to push through that ice in order to get some traction. They don't do anything other than that. In my case, I'm worried about losing control and steering because the rear end of my car is constantly pushing through the front end of my car. And in rear-wheel drive vehicles, the rear end wants to overtake the front end because the front end is dead weight. That's why you see in some trucks, you see them add weight to the back of their vehicles in the beds of the trucks for the winter, so that they don't have to suffer with their rear end swinging around outside of the vehicle and when they hit a corner. There's a lot of weight movement and stuff like that. I just don't want the traction to be lost all of a sudden and try and overtake itself, and that will cause spins and you'll just lose control and go in the ditch. Are they necessary? You heard Morgan there, and I hope you heard Morgan there, where he says it's just your preference. Are they extra effort? Here's the downfall. In a lot of places, there's a requirement to take studded tires off by, say, April 15th of every year. And it may be April, maybe May in your area, depending on where you're from. If you're able to hit that mark, you want to make sure you do, because then the roads soften up and then your studs will tear up the roads. There's only a certain window of time where you're allowed to have studded tires on. Otherwise, if you're lazy like some people and you just want to have winter tires on, winter tires, that's good and fine. The research that's gone into these tires obviously hasn't had anything to do with noise, because the tires that I installed on this car, they're noisy. Some car manufacturers, tire manufacturers, they put a lot of research into quietness, ride comfort, and all this different stuff. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for all those extra features. You can get into that if you want, but that's what we did today.